So I'm not gonna lie, guys, I am quite speechless. Your Friendly Hood Neighborhood Spider-Man Episode 1. First thing I wanted to talk about was the audience. Who was the audience? Well, you get to a point and you're like, oh, so that's who it's for. It's basically aimed towards teens as well as adults. Will not show this to your kid. It does use some language. I don't know if this is rated. If it is, it wasn't visually there. Not something I would have put on my homepage, but I get it. Big premiere for Disney. Next thing, this is going to be the biggest one of all. I would say the skeleton in the closet, more or less. The biggest question for everyone, the art style. It is different. If I had to compare it to anything, it is comic book art. Then you take the comic book art out, and you full on animated, which isn't a bad thing. I think they do really well with it. Does it have to grow on you? Absolutely. This has to grow on you. And it does a really good job of that, especially in this first episode. So don't let it scare you away. I would at least watch this first episode, see if you like it. Watch it all the way through. I recommend it. Okay, I'm not going to sit there and tell you don't watch it. Just because you don't like the animation doesn't mean that the actual storylines and stuff around it cannot make you want to watch it. But I get it. It's just a con. Moving from that, I just wanted to talk about our Peter Parker in here. It's going to be very different from other Peter Parkers, but kind of similar in a sense. There's really no Mary Jane as of now, or Gwen. You got reminiscences of those type of relationships going on here. So, first of all, they took Aunt May that was younger. That was something that they wanted to continue doing since it was really well he took. I think with the Spider-Man movies, it was kind of comforting to people. So that's not a bad thing. We go on. He gets his origin right before the credits, which was kind of interesting. I felt kind of uncomfortable in a sense. Doctor Strange kind of pops out of nowhere with a venom. Don't really know what type of venom it is. I thought it was maybe like a Wolverine or something. I guess it's not. But yeah, we get to see some cool Doctor Strange action. So hinting maybe at the fact that they're gonna bring in other heroes. That'd be really cool. We also saw in the car that there was this like hanging Iron Man thing in the car. So Tony Stark arc coming up, maybe. I don't know. This is a 2-episode preview, so we might see him next episode. But after all that, this is where we get to see the spider land, and well, he gets bit by the spider, and the rest is history. Ends up that Spider-Man has a girl best friend, so he goes from like a male best friend to a female best friend, and it turns out that the name of this character is Niko. Sorry, look. I'm still trying to learn these new characters' names. So Niko kind of looks like a emo girl, kind of goth maybe. I don't know what's the right way to tell you, but yeah, got a little black and purple thing going on with her style. It's pretty sweet, I'm not gonna lie. And they're kind of like bros. So Peter Parker and her are kind of like bros. And then we have our Mary Jane like character. So our Mary Jane type character ends up being called Pearl. Yeah, Pearl used to babysit him, and he has a love interest in her. Ends up he was gonna ask her out, but there was like a little time skip in between, and he was being Spider-Man. He was been going out in between classes and stuff, saving people. You know the jazz. He comes back to school right as he was about to ask her out, and of course, well, Pearl already has a boyfriend, and the boyfriend is kind of like Peter Parker's enemy at this point, and it all kind of turns upside down in a sense. And I kind of like that, to be honest. It turns out that her boyfriend wanted to work with Peter Parker as lab partners, which is kind of starting this real friendship. So this might end up being his bro, and this guy's name is Lincoln. So Lincoln is the boyfriend of Pearl, which is kind of ironic because he has interest in Pearl, right? And everything kind of clicks together as they're talking. Lincoln is a jock, and he's really just smart and cool. And Pearl obviously gives credit to Peter. So, in a way, it's not even Peter's fault that he didn't get to be with her. It's really the fact that he didn't question her sooner. So, it's all good in all hindsight. Turns out I ended up liking Lincoln better than Peter Parker here. I think he's a really great character, and he's just kind of misunderstood. He's getting stereotyped and watched, and I'd like to see where this is going. Now, before we get to the very, very end, I want to talk about what happened. Peter picks up like this DVD player. He comes back home, and this is where Aunt May is having a meeting. And guess who it was? It was Osborn, which I'm just like, what? So you're going to tell me that Lincoln is maybe the son? I don't know. It's getting kind of insane. Episode 2, I'm sure we're going to get more information. And I don't know, I'm not really mad about this whole switch up on the stereotypical Spider-Man. It's still going to be Spider-Man at the end of the day, just slightly different, little changes here and there, and nothing wrong with it. So absolutely knocked it out of the park. Get to the rating straight away. I was thinking about it quite a bit, but if I had to rate it right now, 7.8. 7.8 is a sleeper. You'll be sleeping on it. Watch it, then you'll be woke. Only way I can put it. Question of the day is, how do you feel about Niko as well as Pearl as the alternatives? I think it's cool. Do I think it's the cleverest thing in the world? No, I just think they just want to do something a little alternative. Stay safe, guys. Until next time, peace out.